Hello everyone and welcome to Zodiac Access by Studio Theophilus. Currently in development, scheduled for a Q2 2020 release date. I saw this game on itch.io and I just had to play it. I just absolutely loved the premise. This is actually kind of neat looking menus here. We're turn the music down just a tad. There we go. Voice volume, so there is voice acting in the games. Sound effects, system volume, we can probably pull that. Where it is, advanced. What are advanced settings? Oh, text speed. We want that all the way up. There's controls here to skip all that fun stuff. So, you know, pretty standard stuff. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Start game. There's a demo available you can play. I'll link it in the description below. Move your mouse over the fan to display the quick menu. Oh, that's cool. Hit the space button to continue. Icons may appear in the bottom left corner to show different effects. You've gained affection from a character. You triggered some kind of flag, for better or for worse. You're currently facing the consequences of a previous choice. Several common functions are tied to hotkeys. Hit the spacebar to start the game. Will do. Being ordinary is dangerous. That was the first thing I learned in the journalism major. The class was taught by Mr. Finch, a tall man with high cheekbones and a skull that rounded into a pointed beak nose, just like his namesake. Because Finch is a bird. He took all of us, 80-something journalism majors and 100 general education students, by surprise. Hang on, I gotta turn the music down just a tad. It's a little bit loud. Well, it sounds... That's weird, because it sounds lower in the settings. Huh, I'm not sure what the deal with that is. Well, oh well. Oh, no. Okay, now it's better. In our experiences, ordinary people were never dangerous. You know, it was always the outliers, the extremists, the ones who made the headlines wherever they walked. You know, you see the news stories. But then he continued. Being ordinary is dangerous to yourself. Don't be ordinary. Be ordinary and you will die. And he proceeded to barrel through a long list of journalists who had died in action. It was the grimiest class we've ever had. Grimmiest class. Particularly grim for an entry-level writing for journalism. Here's how you don't die, Mr. Finch said. Before you do anything, think. Review. Compile all the major events of your existence into a timeline that you can later critique for literary analysis. Ask yourself, this thing I'm about to do, is it something that the average person would do? If the answer is yes, then don't do it, because humanity is, on average, utterly moronic. He drilled it into us until it replayed incessantly in our minds like a broken record. Don't be ordinary, don't be ordinary, don't be ordinary. Surpass the ordinary, replace the ordinary, be extraordinary. Think, review, compile all the major events of your existence into a timeline that you can later critique for literary analysis. That was Mr. Finch's mantra. And somewhere along the way, it also became mine. Oh man, isn't this background absolutely gorgeous? Partial voice acting. You really sure about this? The crowd out there is dangerous. You might get shot. Don't worry. I'll make sure to stick the landing. Can't believe you have the guts to joke at a time like this. Sorry, it's a bad habit I picked up along the way. How are we doing on time? It's been 10 minutes. I think we have to go without him.
Well...
Probably changed his mind and ditched. We can't wait around any longer. Are you ready? In kinder circumstances, I probably would have never met this woman. Unfortunately, these aren't kinder circumstances. And I've met this woman. I straighten and look her in the eye with confidence. Fake confidence. Ready as I'll ever be. And this is where I think, review, and compile all the major events of my life into a timeline that I can later critique for literary analysis. Some say that it's akin to watching your life flash before your eyes. Mr. Funch would have funked their papers for using stale platitudes. If I were a good novelist, I would start at the beginning of the story. Exposition, setup, irony, and you would know exactly why, who was doing what. But I'm not a good novelist, so I won't. I'm a journalist, and journalism always starts right in the middle. We explain as we go along, as the need calls. So I won't start the story from when I was born, or when I graduated college, or even when I sent out 32 job applications within 2 months and had all of them rejected. I'll start from the middle. My 33rd job application. And the one time where I was accepted. August 20th. My phone's going off. Sorry. Phone call from an unknown number. Hello? Welcome to me. Innocent, lovely little me, worried about nothing but finding a job as an untalented, fresh-out-of-college journalism graduate. I had a long series of very grand accomplishments, including but not limited to 32 job applications in 2 months, 10 interviews, none of which resulted in offers, a lot of polite rejection emails as I didn't feel very polite upon receipt. My worries were very normal, almost mundane. But at the time, they seemed insurmountable. Student loans, housing costs, how not to bum around as an unemployed loser. And what was not included on my list of worries: masterminds, execution ceremonies, how to get out of a barricaded house while on fire. Basically, life was much calmer at this point, much kinder. I like calm. I like kind. Unfortunately, they didn't seem to like me. Miss Harte. Is this the woman who goes by the name of Alison Harte? Is this person using a voice changer? Yes, that's me. Indeed. Very good. On this day, 1 week prior, you applied for Supernature, did you not? That's correct. Supernature, huh? Supernature was a famous, well, infamous really, online tabloid that specialized in the supernatural. It was a necessity for any self-respecting tinfoil hat conspiracist. Supernature considered everything to be supernatural. Everything. From politics to health to the stock market to petty crimes, Supernature's writers were convinced that another realm had a hand in the matter. Pixies, leprechauns, invisible dragons, they existed all around us, manipulating prices, changing the weather, decorating the city in graffiti. Honestly, it was an absurd website. Completely absurd. But somehow, Supernature was extremely successful. You know, a lot of tabloids are very successful, even though a lot of it's just kind of, to the layperson, it's like, yeah, why would anyone believe this crap? It's entertainment, Their views, comment counts, and advertising premiums were something to behold. Maybe it was because netizens were bored, or maybe Supernature had cracked the code to viral content. Either way, they had a job listing, and I didn't have a job. We were match made in heaven. Judging from the quality of the writing, my skills are up to par, but we'll see what they're looking for. If I get accepted, at least I might get some experience in the media field. Otherwise, I might start looking for an entry level in any industry. I am the founder of Supernature. Oh. Is that big or normal? How extensive is Supernature's staff? Yes, I'm pleased to inform you that your application has passed preliminary inspection. Are you available at the moment? We may start our interview at once. Fire away, sir. Very good. Firstly, what is your opinion regarding baby wallabies? Oh yeah, I forgot. This is the choices, Choices of consequences. Do we say they're my spirit animal, they make for good barbecue, or what? You know what? Interview is about lying. Okay, not lying in general, but embellishing a bit. You know, tell them what they want to hear. That's how you pass interviews. You know, I would never eat a wallaby. So I'll just say they're my spirit animal. They're really cute. I love them. You could even say that they're my spirit animal. Most interesting. The next query is thus. Are you calm under pressure? Well, at least this is a normal question. Such as during a crisis or making a split-second decision. Such as while being shot at or while being held hostage. You know what? I don't know, honestly. Who would be calm under that kind of pressure? Or, oh, I go through that all the time. Well, we're living in all these exciting lives that I've never dreamed of. I'm going to say this. That doesn't seem like a good thing. But who could be calm under that kind of pressure? Soldiers. I mean, don't soldiers get PTSD for a reason? I mean, only the weak ones. You're crazy. Oops. I probably shouldn't have said that to a potential boss. You like that? Maybe. So your answer is that you would not be calm. Well, I mean, you know, I've never been in that situation, you know. Does anyone really know if they're going to be calm if they have a gun to their head? At least he doesn't seem to be offended, but how can I answer this question? Well, I haven't faced that kind of crisis yet, so I won't know until I land in it. I see. Then my last question. Wait, already? There's only been 2 questions. Alright. When faced with an instance that is bizarre, something beyond your comprehension, what is your first hypothesis? My first what? Let us say that you see something superhuman, or witness an object falling over, and even while no one is around to push it. What would your reaction be? I'd be unnerved, but curious. Perhaps I ought to rephrase. Would you strive to only find a naturalistic explanation? It's like, would you look at something that seems supernatural and try to figure out a way in this realm that would make sense? Or would you say, you know, a ghost did it? Would you eliminate any possibility of a supernatural cause? I gotta say this. When in doubt, leprechauns. It's always leprechauns. Leprechauns? They have tons of gold. I like gold. Logical enough. Is it really? Leprechauns are known to be tricksters, from what I understand. For real? Well, you lack the polish of a professional. I sense a great deal of potential. I bet we could mess that up. I bet there was no way we could have failed that. But it's a lot of fun anyway. I believe that in this situation, employment could be rather advantageous for the both of us. Sorry, sir, I lack polish. You're rather ordinary, Miss Harte. Relatable to the point of blandness. There's absolutely nothing noteworthy about you that sets you apart from the common man, save for your grammatical expertise. Oh, jeez, that hurts a little bit. Listen. Be crazy, Miss Harte. Be brave. Be me. I will be sending over contracts shortly. Read over it carefully, and inform me if you require any elaboration. A contract, sir? Well, I'm saying that you have the job, should you want it. I'm currently sending in a contract to the email address listed on your resume. I have the job? With those 3 questions? Thanks. I hope you will prove to be more eloquent in interviewing ghosts. Farewell, Miss Harte. I don't like interviewing ghosts. They're just too transparent for me. Oh, right, ghosts. Yeah, Supernatural Online Tab 1. Yeah, that's right. God, these backgrounds are gorgeous. I love them. I don't know who did them. Probably people making the game, obviously, but I don't know how many people are on the team of making this game, but whoever made the background did a really good job. The unusual voice on the other end of the phone would become very important, eventually. In fact, maybe one day it would become my only lifeline in a time of utter chaos. I like this game already. This seems really good. I want this game to be done like now, so I can play it. More of it. But, alas. Oh, dang it. Looks like this is the same number. Oh, it's this guy calling back. Time to investigate the world of ghosts, goblins, and ghouls. Hello, boss. The name is Pathfinder. Still the voice disguiser. I guess that this will be a regular thing. Alright, Pathfinder. Can I be like a really cool name too? I trust that you are now thoroughly knowledgeable on the history of our most honorable establishment. Do you mean to tell me that you've been idle? No! But looking up insights on social media isn't exactly reputable. I wasn't even aware that Supernature even had a history page or any normal information for that matter. Supernature was founded 4 years ago. Because the world needs to know about what's really going on. Time for an educated guess. Because there's a lack of coverage on supernatural events. That's why it went viral. It was the first of its kind.
Indeed.
Yes. There is one thing unique to humanity. The thirst for truth. For decades, nay millennia, people have walked through their daily lives beneath a cloud of ignorance. They, blinded by trivial worries and limited worldviews, fail to accept any truth beyond the mantle of their own experience.
Miss Harte?
And that, Miss Harte, is why Supernature has become great. We are not afraid to speak the truths that others are fearful to explore. We are not afraid to open our minds to the scrutiny of pure truth and reason. We are not afraid of any man, any malice, any marsupial.
We are Pathfinders! Oh, like it is your soul!
I like this guy. Yes, sir. We need to show that we have, we have the gumption to do this job here. And now, on to business. You're likely aware of the fact that tabloid writers often have pressing deadlines. Yes? I hear that the regular pace is around 10 article subs per day. Well, that is not how Supernature operates, Miss Harte. Quality over quantity, perfection over precipitance, extraordinary over expedited. The other staff will oversee the regular articles. You, Miss Harte, you have a special assignment. You are my trap card, Miss Harte, my joker. Joker, not an ace? I thought the jokers were usually bad. What do you have in mind? Have you retrieved your mail? Yes. There should be a manila envelope sent from Cypress Fortunes. Oh, the envelope that looks like spam. Cypress Fortunes is a dummy company to protect our privacy. Pay the name, no heed. Right. Look through the envelope's contents. Begin right now. Let's see. July Regale. Independent singer, songwriter, born July 14th. Is this someone who died and her ghost is haunting somewhere? Keep reading. Marin Teller. Independently wealthy entrepreneur. Unknown birthday. Beckett Armistice. Diner owner and manager. Halton Augustine. Package delivery driver. Leaf Lewis. Audio engineer and music store clerk. And last one. Zachary Harvenfest. Elementary school teacher.
Well,
You will notice that these are 6 living individuals who appear ordinary with ordinary occupations. Nothing could be further from the truth. Are they possessed?
no.
Werewolves?
No.
Vampires?
Miss Harte.
What? Just guessing.
Ah,
We have recently received a trustworthy anonymous tip that each of these people may be housing the spirits of the Zodiacs. Trustworthy anonymous tip? How does that work? Is that an issue? No, sir. What are the spirits of the Zodiacs exactly?
well,
Not much is known about them. Investigating details will be your job. So, an anonymous tip from an unknown lead that might not exist. Yes, sir.
ah,
You are to observe these 6 subjects in a detailed manner and write up anything that appears suspicious. Provide details on how a spirit of the Zodiac works and how it affects a person's life. Yes, sir. Report to me whenever possible, though it is likely you will encounter dangerous situations where it is not. Do not worry, your contract will only terminate after a month of no contact. Dangerous situations, sir? Recall the interview questions. Expect moments like that. Being shot at, sir, and held hostage? I mean, these people have ordinary lives, right? Among other things, naturally. Did you not read the liability waiver that came with the contract? I did, but
Well,
then, seeing as you signed it regardless, it appears there is no issue. Continue, sir. I understand this particular job may be very difficult. There are, after all, no connections between the suspects. So, sir, just to clarify, our only lead is the anonymous tip?
indeed.
Okay, sir, I'll work something out. That's what I like to hear. I shall contact you near the time of your first deadline. Farewell. Well, this was certainly not what I expected for a first assignment. Hang on, I gotta take a drink of my water. Talking all the time gets the throat parched and dry. Really? I should have been thankful. Most tabloids just spin stories off the top of their heads to get more viewership. Like, come on. Bat boy. No one's gonna believe that. Front page. No research, no reliable sources, no evidence. Just a convincing narrative that appeals to people's sense of morbid fascination. If the editors are feeling particularly high budget, they might even throw in a skillfully manipulated image or an interview with a bribed witness. Supernature was, in more than one way, totally unique. And one day, maybe I'd become a genuine Pathfinder myself. Okay, well, looks like this is it. Mutt's Morsels Diner, owned and managed by Beckett Armistice. Seems like a good target to start with. He has a public restaurant, so it shouldn't be too hard to get a little info. I'm hungry. Get some food while we're here. The place was eclectic, but in a charming way. The core of a simple diner had been retrofitted with scattered additional decor elements like lanterns, brush paintings, and a broad panel of stained glass. Actually, looks kind of nice. It had character, history, almost like climbing through your grandma's attic and piling all your findings in one big bright collage. I surreptitiously snapped a few shots with my camera as I entered. Documentation was everything, after all. Pixar didn't happen could be a legitimate argument in the media industry.
Hi.
How many? Just one. Right this way, please. Can I get you anything to drink? Water's fine, thanks.
Sure.
I need to look around the area. Sorry, waitress. The boxes. Very suspicious, maybe. This is where I should have stepped away. This right here was the moment of no return. I hear a voice coming from the office.
And so,
The withering bluster of the gale pounds against the ground. It shrieks, ghost-like, screams against his boots. Quiet as rain, Ludal steps forward. His fingers are steady as he unsheathes his blade. Indeed, Shonai sings gently and catches the last scraps of moonlight against its edge. It appears just as hungry for justice as he. Someone reading a play? I peered in the office at the end of the hall. Beckett Armistice was sitting leisurely on the floor, looking more like a babysitter than a restaurant manager. A bright-eyed little baby boy draped cozily over his shoulder, and at his side a little girl was listening intently.
well,
That's the end of the chapter. Time to go.
Uh-huh.
They don't want to go. Aww. Uncle, huh?
Uncle.
You can't possibly stop there. Please, a few more pages. Pretty, please. Oh, alright. Just a few more. A flicker of motion catches Ludal's periphery. He halts at once. He knows this presence. He's sensed it before. So you have come, whispers the shadow. The traitor! The traitor! Yes, and at that very moment, the rhythmic brush of the knell begins. Bong, bong, like the footsteps of an approaching demon. Like a fugue sung by the moon. I have come, confirms Ludal. He is gentle and somber. He raises Shonai. His heart aches deep in his chest. You would raise your hand against your own flesh and blood? Scoffs the figure. Ludal stills, but his hands do not tremble. You are not my brother. No longer. And then Shunei comes singing downward.
And so...
Smote him.
Yes!
Justice is served.
Yay!
It appears your father has arrived. Josie, Jeffrey, go along. He's waiting outside.
Aww.
What? They're coming this way. Gotta get out of here. I instinctively scrambled away from the door and dove into a pile of cardboard boxes by the kitchen. In hindsight, it was totally ridiculous. Trying to hide from someone like Beckett Armistice. After all, if finders really were keepers, then Beckett would own everything in the world. The kids are so cute. And now they're gone. As I crouched in my makeshift cover, Beckett waved off the two children that he had been entertaining. But the moment they disappeared down the corner, he swiveled around, eyes hard. He stormed right to where I was hiding, casually removed a single box that exposed my head, and leaned over me.
Hey.
Hello? Hi. Do you make it a habit to assimilate with cardboard boxes? They're kind of my people. No, generally no.
Well?
Then this is... an exception?
Huh.
Really? For what occasion? National Box Day? This is absolutely quite possibly the worst way that this situation could have turned out. Yeah, see? Happy National Box Day. I told you it was Box Day, everybody. Here, you get one too. They are my boxes. Yeah, they are. So the question begs, what are you doing here? I was looking for the bathroom? No way, I'd already looked way too suspicious. How did this guy know where I was hiding? Let's apologize. I'm sorry. I really have no excuse. Will you please say something?
Well?
What is there for me to say? Your apology leaves much room for ambiguity. Are you a burglar, a spy, simply a confused citizen with an endearing fascination for cardboard boxes? Well, I'd like to claim that I'm not a burglar or spy, but if I was, I'd say that anyway. That's why I said I had no excuse. You were quite amusing. Thank you. It almost feels like he approves of me. Almost. If you don't mind, I have just one more thing to verify. May I see your camera? Camera? Oh, of course. Is there something wrong?
Hey.
These pictures are rather stunning. Sorry? I originally presumed that you might be taking malicious photos, but it appears that you are simply taking references of decor inspiration. Are you a photographer? Me? Oh yes, I am a photographer. I like to click the buttons on the camera. It makes a nice sound. My concentration was in visual communication, which involved a lot of photography and design. But in this situation, it seems better to claim that I'm just a photographer rather than a journalist. This seems like a coincidence of unusual proportions. He deliberated for a moment like he was weighing a very important decision. Which, in fact, he was, not that I knew it.
Well.
What are your rates? I've been looking to relaunch our website with a new design, which includes several large picture headers. From what I've seen, your work is more than adequate. You mean, you're hiring me?
Huh.
Well, this was a rather unusual process, I'll agree, even by my standards, I will admit that much. But simply put, yes. I far prefer to work with someone whom I've already met in person rather than a complete stranger. Besides, you're... Never mind. Something's got to be left unsaid. Sorry, I'm just surprised. Would you like the time to think over the proposition? No, I mean, it's great. I'm thankful. It's very convenient to learn more about him as a target. How can I contact you? Here's my business card. I'll contact you tomorrow morning. I'll send over my portfolio, terms, the like.
All right.
Now, if you don't mind, I have an order to deliver. Yes, of course. Wait, right here. Beckett slipped into the kitchen, his steps light and perfectly balanced. When he returned, a hefty bag of takeout was draped over one hand.
Hey.
Here. Oh. Oh.
Ah.
Please deliver this for me. Okay. Deliver it?
Yes.
Frankly speaking, you owe me for trespassing. In a public restaurant.
Perhaps.
Public perhaps, but nonetheless owned property. And you were working in my private office, where children were present. I wasn't... Well, really, it sounds bad when you put it that way. Precisely. Perhaps not ground for a lawsuit, but let's avoid any unpleasantries. Where does this takeout need to go? Is it far? Is distance a problem? Well, I don't have a car unless you want to lend me one. Down payment, maintenance fees, driver's insurance. I can't afford it on top of an apartment. I hear you on that. For now, I just use public transportation and a bike. I see. At this time, the customer is probably in Clementine Park, which is just down the street. Probably. And if he's not, sore luck, I suppose he won't receive his takeout. Is that an ethical business practice?
Well...
It's fine, he'll understand. If you'll excuse me, I shall return to work. We had an interesting first encounter, but all in all, it was nice to meet you, Miss Allison. My regards. He's already heading back to the diner. Beckett, can I ask a question? This is risky, but it's really nagging at me. You found me in pretty suspicious circumstances. Why do you trust me? Now, maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
I thought...
Don't you think that going through life with nothing but doubt is a little miserable? Good day, Miss Allison. Where's it to live by? This was my first encounter with Beckett Armistice. At the time, I didn't know who he was and who he was not. Beckett, well, he's hospitable, steadfast, raised differently from the rest of us. Sometimes I swore that he could see the past, the entire world with those eyes. He could just give you one glance and something you would feel barren, vulnerable, overturned. It always seemed like an open book. A clear-cut case. Someone predictable. Someone you can look at and guess their character within like a 90% accuracy. But I guess that's the danger. Because sometimes, the ones who seem the most open are the ones who hide the most. Ooh. Ooh. Dog. Domesticated canine. Buries bones. Ooh. Interesting. The guy maybe has more about his character than we know. Clementine Park. Well, here we are. At least Beckett texted a photo of the customer. Oh, was that guy? Didn't this person show up on the files? Leif Lewis, the audio engineer? Does Beckett know him, or is this just a coincidence? Seems like he knew him, at least on some level. Well, nothing for it. Either way, I just have to go with the flow. Oh, I think I see him. A young man was perched at the boughs of an oak tree, headphones clasped over his ears. It was a picture straight out of a storybook, a fairy tale where people had time to leisurely sit in trees and listen to music, like the good old days. Looking at him made the world freeze. Time was idyllic in his little bubble. I opened my mouth, ready to get his attention, but the pure serenity on his face stopped me, so I silently stood at the foot of the tree and waited. The birds chirped, the wind sighed, the leaves rustled. I was drawn to the stillness, the untouchable, quiet whisper of nature. For one blissful moment, all my worries slipped away.
Hey.
Need something? Sorry? You've been standing there for a while. How did you see me? Your eyes were closed. I heard you. Through headphones? You're Leif, right? You ordered takeout, I think. Silently, Leif lowered his headphones and... In a smooth arc, he hopped up from the branch, breaking his fall with a crouch. It was a very well-practiced motion, almost as if he spent his whole life sliding down banisters and jumping over railings and vaulting over park benches. You are Leif Lewis, right?
Hey.
I haven't seen you before. Where's your employee badge? Why aren't you in uniform? I don't work there. but you were delivering food. It's a long story. If I could ask a favor. Leaf's gaze was cautious as he extracted the takeout bag from my fingers, almost as if my skin was radioactive. He rifled through its contents, then selected a container of steamed pork buns. Eat one. Pardon?
Here's the thing.
You could have poisoned it. You're not an employee, so you're not held liable to the standards of conduct and health codes. I'm still held liable by national law. I can't go poisoning food. Why would I poison the food? I don't even know you. How do I know that you don't know me? You could have been waiting for an opportunity to kill me. I wouldn't know. This guy. I reached in, snagged a pork bun, and took a viciously large bite. I chewed deliberately, letting him see that I wasn't retching or killing over. Actually, it was really tasty. Savory, a hint of sweet, a smidge of smoke from the grill. There, not poisoned. No arsenic, no cyanide, no hemlock.
Thank you.
Here's a tip. A what?
Don't worry.
Not counterfeit. I wasn't even thinking about that, but now I'm going to. I meant, why?
Well,
You delivered even though you don't work for the diner. He took a sudden step forward, and I instinctively stepped back, but he leaned in, his face just an inch away from mine.
be careful.
You don't know what kind of person I was. I could have led you anywhere. A bar, a hotel, an alley. I could have knifed you, kidnapped you. In broad daylight.
Yes.
Never underestimate the dangerous potential of a stranger. You're not invincible. Oh, okay, that guy's he's a character for sure. The burst of words died down as quickly as it had risen, like a geyser. He turned and disappeared down the path. Huh. Wow. What? No, really, what? I've never met anyone so paranoid. Well, he's already gone. I guess I shouldn't dwell on it. But what a strange guy. I mean, maybe I should have expected it. Supernature job. Nothing should be normal. Yeah.
Hey!
Is that the waitress?
Oh,
It's not the waitress. Did I scare you? I'm sorry. Who is this and why is she approaching me? Wait, she looks very familiar. Isn't she another one of the suspects? Boy, it was very coincidental today. July, the singer-songwriter, right? Okay, that's strange. It hasn't been 5 minutes since I talked to Leaf. Are you okay? Did I spontaneously transform into that snake-haired lady who petrifies everyone she looks at? Okay, that'd be kind of a bummer. I mean, how are you even supposed to get the knots out? That's what you think of? Oh, and do inanimate objects also turn to stone? You know, I don't know. I don't think so. Because wrangling out knots and snakes with the stone comb does not occupy space on my bucket list. Not to mention all the teeth that would break from chomping on stone food. I have, like, no clue where this girl's headed. Wait, you! You're July Regale. I listen to your album every night. Such wonderful music. I can't believe I would meet you in a place like this.
wowie!
You recognize me. Of course, I've been a fan for ages. I especially love... what kind of genre does she seem like she'd focus on? I want to say jazz, but it's... Jazz. How you sing Swooning on Clementine? So smooth, so silky, beautiful. Like a siren's waltz in a full moon. I could listen to it all day. Please let the song coincidentally match with one of hers. Please. Oh, I'm so glad you connected with one of my songs. Even though I've never heard of the song that's apparently mine. That's certainly a first. Oh, damn it. Can I possibly get your autograph? You're adorable. Can I keep you? Huh? Oh, you can't afford me. Bless your soul, you little honey nugget. I'll write a special message just for you. Let's see, paper. What's your name? Alison Harte. Looks like she's riding away. Oh, I should use this chance to catalog this encounter. And can I possibly take a picture with you for records keeping? Sure, lovely idea. Love you. Anytime now. Cheese. So suddenly. Great, and here's your autograph. Thanks. Wow, her signature's very flowery. She's written a note beneath her name. Hiya, Honey Nugget. It's really nice to meet ya. Thanks so much for support. You're a lovely little munchkin and you deserve the world. XOXO, July Regale.
So...
Super sorry, but I got a jet. Work to play, bills to pay. Oh yeah, no problem. She also seems normal. In fact, I don't think I've met anyone less suspicious. Oh, Twitchy, where you at? Twitchy? Weird, he's usually right here.
Hey!
Twitchy, I'm here. Oh, are they related? This guy again. He and July know each other. Oh, and he's a music guy. He probably helps her out.
Oh.
Hey, there you are. Ready to record? The audience backroom is set up. Cool. Dino's still there, right? Yeah. What a pal. He's the best travel guitar a girl could ever ask for. Definitely deserves a raise, if he had a bank account. Confirmed, they absolutely know each other. Every Leaf is the audio engineer for July's songs. What kind of coincidence would that be? I thought that Pathfinder said none of these suspects were connected.
Well?
Yeah, that's just weird. He did say that. It's great to meet you, Allison.
Huh?
The two of you are friends.
Uh-huh.
New ones, I think. We're just friendly acquaintances. Such stuff is always so confusing. She's apparently a fan of my music. Really? Did she even know your genre? Well, sorta. Sorta. She thought I wrote jazz. It's pretty similar, you know? Smooth melodies, more laid back. Jazz is very different from acoustic. Uh-oh. Well, that one certainly didn't win me any favors.
Hey.
Don't trust her. Excuse me? I'm right here. Why? Have you guys met before?
Yes.
No.
No.
I smell lies and deception.
Right.
Alright, yes, we did meet. If you could call it that. She claims that she was delivering a takeout for a favor. I'm not sure I believe her.
Well?
Was your order correct?
Yes.
Yes, it was right.
So...
Doesn't matter.
She could have been spying on me. She could have gathered my intel on my previous orders. She doesn't even work at the diner, and there's no reason for a manager to send a stranger instead of an employee, especially on delivery. None of this makes any sense. And don't forget, she approached you out of the blue, Jules. Whoa, actually, July is the one who approached me.
Yep.
The pumpkin speaks truth. She looked dazed right in the middle of the road. I want to make sure she was okay.
Oh.
Alright, but even so. Why would she agree to deliver takeout when she's not even working at the diner?
I don't know.
Maybe because you're handsome? Maybe she wanted your number? That's absurd. But it's really not. People aren't that deep, Twitchy. Look at me, I'm completely shallow. Give me coffee and I'm your new best friend. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm a very simple person.
Well.
That's not shallow, that's... Yeah, okay, that's pretty shallow. But you don't actually think that way, you just joke about it. Sometimes, Twitchy, it's a merit. Like, for example, have you and Allison even properly met? We don't need to.
Oh.
That's a no. Well, Allison, I present to you the one and only Leaf Lewis. Like tea without the Lewis, there's only leaves in tea, not Lewis's. Also, his job has nothing to do with tea. He's a musician. A musician? Not an audio engineer. What does he play? Everything. That would be difficult. Okay, just piano. But just as coffee is everything to beverages, piano's everything to music.
Well.
Both of those points might be debatable.
No.
No, I think they're facts. Just like death taxes and Marin making money. Marin? Why does that name sound familiar?
So...
Anyway, this little pumpkin is really good with sound. He records my tracks and turns them into magic. So he's an audio engineer, too. Is that surprising? Darling Honey Nugget, in this life people can be many things. For example, a singer-songwriter and a coffee addict.
Exactly.
It might be surprising, but yes, Twitchy is a 5-star audio engineer. I don't have any stars.
Hey.
Now with that attitude, you don't? It's kind of cute. They've definitely been friends for a while. Well, hope to see you around, Dumpling. It's great to meet you. Yeah, you too. Bye. Twitchy, say bye.
Yeah.
He said in his heart. Yeah, I'm sure he did. July. From the very moment I met her, she hid nothing. She spoke her mind, wore her heart, shared her life. Warmth and loveliness and energy. If they had a physical presence all bundled together and painted to human flesh, they would most certainly make July. She was so open, so pure. She kept no secrets. Though that isn't the same as not having them at all. First there was July, and then there was... Leaf. Leaf Lewis, a man who lithe as a panther and quick as time. I thought that he was ruined by paranoia, jumpy, cynical of anything that moved, and in a way he was. To him, every stranger was a wild card. You know, a threat in a SWOT analysis, not an opportunity. For him, that was just how the world worked. He wanted to believe people. He really did. But in a way, I mean, that's exactly where the problem came from. And where it would go. Rabbit. That's my zodiac sign. A lagomorph. Often hunted. Willing to do anything to survive. August 21st. How far are we on? What time are we at here? We are at 47 minutes. Okay, that's not so bad. The night had been hectic. Well, sort of. I want to play through the whole demo because I just love this game. Oh my god, I can't gush about it enough. In those days, hectic used to mean something very different. Pulling a long night editing photos, juggling between 18 browser tabs, rehashing a resume in half an hour. So, what did it not mean? Getting kidnapped, stopping a war, speaking to millions of people. Even so, I feel nostalgic. Maybe it's somebody getting lost in an amusement park. When you're a kid, it's practically the end of the world. Crowds pressing everywhere, stifling noise in the crevices of your ears, hard-soled boots trampling your toes. You're overwhelmed, you're terrified, you don't know how to handle it. But when you're older, you know how to take care of yourself. You remain calm, you find a map, you ask someone for directions. Or you don't even notice that you were lost in the first place. You look back to the time when you were lost as a kid and you shake your head, smile a little smile, and realize how you've grown. Whether you wanted to or not. Let's see if Beckett's replied yet. Oh, there's an email from him. Miss Alison Harte, I looked over your portfolio, rates in the contract. Everything is satisfactory and appears to be in order. I look forward to working together. Regards, Beckett Armistice. Oh, nice.
Hi.
You're the photographer, aren't you? Yes, I'm supposed to take pictures today?
Yes.
The boss informed us during the morning meeting. Go ahead, no one should give you any trouble. No ID check or anything? Don't worry, we know that it's you. Boss is very specific when he describes people. Oh, alright. What exactly did he say? That you looked like an intelligent young woman with an aura of general helplessness. Is he right?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'll get to work.
Sure.
Let me know if you need anything. It's lunch for us, so it might be slow, but I'll do my best. Alright, fair enough. I spent some time snapping shots of the main diner. There are brief glimpses of Beckett racing around to manage the lunch rush, but other than that, I had no chance to talk with him. Didn't take long to get good candid shots, but I decided to wait until after the rush to request some staged presentation photos. So instead, I headed to the service hallway, trying to look perfectly casual as I snooped around. This probably is a perfect chance. Beckett's busy with the lunch rush, and the staff won't stop me since they know I'm the photographer. Time to work on my other job. Ah, it's locked, of course. Guess then I'll just have to peek through the door's window. Let's see if I can grab a few pictures. Is that like a freaking samurai helmet up there? That looks awesome. It's a pretty eclectic office. feel like I'm in a miniature museum. Swords, fans, scrolls. Becca seemed to have a very traditional taste for interior design. Is he a collector? Wow, that's a lot of books. Myths, legends, and mysteries. An extended look at the founders of Lunar City. The Tiger of Canton. Celestia. A novella. Freedom Fanatics. Interviews on the Zodiac War. That's pretty strange. All the books relate to Zodiac legends or Zodiac history. There's even books that are written in a different alphabet. Runes, maybe? Could it be the Strali language? But Strali's ancient. It's dead to non-scholars.
Hey.
What do you think you're doing? Ah! Whoa, who's this guy?
Look.
That's not an answer. Who's this? Does he work here? Why does he sound so hostile? I'm a photographer. The manager hired me to take pictures.
Huh?
Beckett did? He knows Beckett? Hold up, he looks really familiar. He's another suspect, isn't he? Yes, he's got to be the package delivery driver. Halt, was it? These connections are getting out of hand. What's he doing here?
So?
Manager hired you as a photographer. Then you won't mind if I look at your recent photos. If he sees these... Even a split second of hesitation was enough for Halt. His eyes sharpened and something in his stance coiled, ready to spring. Blowing hot air, are you? What are you hiding? I don't exactly feel comfortable handing expensive equipment to a stranger. I don't even know you, and you don't have a badge, so you clearly don't work here.
Fine.
Then don't hand it over. Open your files. Show me from there. I have eyes. I can see a monitor. What do I do? That's what I thought.
What?
So tell me, without the attitude, why are you poking around Beckett's office? My back was pressed to the wall. The weight of Halt's arm drove into my collarbone. My lungs were pressured, shriveled by the intensity of his stare.
Huh?
What are you, huh? Some journalist? Info seller? Spy? Answer quick. Only thing I hate more than an enemy, he's a liar. I knew that this was an intimidation tactic. We were in public. If he was going to injure me, he wouldn't do it with the potential witnesses were just around the corner. I knew that this was an intimidation tactic, that he was trying to make me impulsively spill the truth by using fear. But knowing that didn't make it any less intimidating. I told you I'm a photographer. You think I'm a moron? I know the look in your eyes. I've seen it before. Speak up, or do you need more incentive? Pressure. My windpipe tightened as Halt's arms pressed up to my throat. In public. I was in public. There was nothing to worry about. You wouldn't. Hurt you? Don't count on it. What do you say? Is that a risk you want to take? Everything was spinning. I couldn't think. The sharp, lethal presence that Halt exuded blocked my common sense. I have to do something. Where our windpipe's broken. Try to fight? Try to fight him off. Ugh! He moves so quickly. Ha! Don't punch like that, you'll break your thumb. Just stand still and answer the question. Really, because you gave me the impression that the time for words was over. If you would just... Alright. It happened in a snap, a twitch, a blink of an eye. One moment there was nothing in the hallway, and the next, a flash of steel, the blur of mint and red argyle. 3 footsteps, clear and punctuated against the tile. A sword sliced down in a textbook diagonal strike, but in the same moment, Halt and Augustine seized a metal stand propped against the wall, swung it in. The sword ricocheted, harmlessly skidding away. What the fuck is going on?
Oh?
This is unexpected.
Yeah.
I'll say. Saints, Uncle, what did you do this time? You scared the poor girl half to death. Uncle?
Beckett.
You know this kid, Beckett? She's my photographer. She was snooping around your office. Take a look at her pictures. Perhaps you were mistaken. She does have a track record of attempting to assimilate with cardboard boxes.
What?
Damn it, Beckett, won't you take this seriously? You know what this could mean. I am taking it seriously.
Allison?
Are you alright? Me? I'm fine. was just a little caught off guard. Sure. Would you mind if I looked through your camera or, again? Go ahead. Well, nothing for it, I guess.
Well,
What? Nothing? Have a look if you're not satisfied, Uncle. I'll pass.
Thank you.
You are, Miss Allison. You've been officially cleared. Only because while you two were chatting, I secretly changed SD cards. That could have been bad. It's a good thing I took some pictures of the diner yesterday. I do have to ask, though. Why were you looking into the office? Did you require something? No, I just saw a bunch of unusual antiques in your office. I got curious, so I used the zoom lens to take a closer look. I'm sorry.
well,
Then why didn't you say that from the beginning? You were terrifying? You do seem to get off the impression of imminent death, Uncle. I'm sorry. Thought you were an enemy. I didn't mean to scare an innocent kid. Huh? An apology? That's a pleasant surprise. It's fine. I probably shouldn't have been looking through a camera in the first place at someone's personal possessions.
yeah.
Sure if I ought to piss people off, that's for sure. Beckett, I dropped off the package inside the back entrance. Take a look when you get the chance.
Uncle.
Thank you again, Uncle. Have a good day. Well, that was some exciting.
Well...
Uncle Hall tends to bring a lot of excitement, yes. Did he frighten you? Yeah. Thought I was actually gonna die. Is this where he reassures me?
Yes.
Perhaps you would have. Apparently not. Are you serious? He would have just like killed me, just no questions asked?
Well...
Well, I would have asked questions. Beckett, please. Sorry. Since you were unarmed, I probably wouldn't have hurt you. You're very comforting. That guy's not your run-of-the-mill package delivery driver. Actually, I was wondering, what are you carrying? That's that a real sword? Do you accuse it of being counterfeit? That's not what I meant at all. It's just, why are you carrying around a sword?
Isn't it normal?
No, it's not.
Oh.
Well, I brought it in the event that an intruder had not been Uncle, but an armed villain with malicious intent. Is that legal? I'm not a weapons expert. I'm pretty sure that you need a special license to carry a legitimate sword around. Well, good to see that you're prepared.
Naturally.
And Halt is your uncle? He doesn't look that old. He's just a good friend of mine. Uncle's simply his nickname. Because he acts like an old man.
Perhaps.
He's smiling, but I'm getting the sense that I shouldn't pry any further. I'd better get back to taking pictures.
Well.
Have a good day, Miss Allison. Let me know if you have any questions. That was weird. Come to think of it, my first meeting with Halt was just a little bit ironic. I'd been sent to investigate the 6 suspected Zodiacs, but instead he ended up investigating me. Would he have killed me if the situation worsened? No. Had I been in danger? Yes. In a very, very grave danger it was, too. Halt, the 4th suspect I'd encountered. He struck me as a cruel person, vicious, angry. Exactly the kind of person who most journalists would adore, because headliners always follow cruel, vicious, angry people. You know, despair and sadness. Those are good headlines for stories. People love misery. They love reading about it. I didn't adore him. I didn't hate him either. I found him just a little pitiful. Some with shadows in their eyes, and their words, and their past. Always deserved a little pity. But in a way, I was mistaken. Because vicious people aren't always cruel, and angry people aren't always bitter. Tiger. A large feline. Viciously protective, angrily just. Phew. What a huge number of photos. Time to head back and get them edited. Man, we were here a long time. Vidi Vici. Maybe I shouldn't have stayed so late. I call a taxi, but they're so expensive. Should I just risk the walk?
Hey,
Evening. Oh, it's this guy. Why is he here? Meeting with Beckett later? Do you always sneak up on people?
Yeah.
No, my fault you weren't observing. I was standing here the whole time. Do you realize how late it is? I do happen to have a watch and eyes. Have a good evening, Holt.
You see.
You know, there's two kinds of people. People who fall by unfortunate coincidences, and people who make unfortunate coincidences. I wonder which one you are. I wonder myself. Let's call him out on that one. Sorry, okay, but what's your problem? Why are you always trying to pick a fight? I find it interesting that you're calling me suspicious, considering that, well, you pinned me to a wall and you threatened to snap my neck. Oh, and you also blocked a sword like it was second nature. You know, actually, the more I think about it, the more I realize you're really shady. Probably the kind of guy who would model for a neighborhood watch shine. Shine? Sign. So just let me go home, okay? I'm off to edit some photos and go to sleep, not rob a bank, or stab someone, or commit arson. That's on Thursdays. Goodbye, Holt. I mean, in a way, he's right. I'm investigating people behind their back, so I mean, I'm pretty shady myself. You know, it's like the pot calling the kettle black here. I can't really blame him all that much. He seems to see kind of right through us. But that doesn't mean I have to like him. Wait. Why do I still hear footsteps? Who's that? Oh, now what?
Look.
What do you think you're doing? Have you never gone outside? Where's your street sense? What? It's nighttime. If you're not going to take a taxi, you'll end up mugged or killed. Oh, Jesus. This neighborhood isn't that bad, is it? I hope you realize the irony of this statement coming from you. I do. I'll keep the major streets with pedestrians. Is that good enough?
Oh?
You think that'll do anything? At the very least, you'll need some kind of company. Well, that gave me a start. If I filter Holt's gruff words past my patented sarcasm translator, it almost sounded like he was concerned for my safety. And concern seemed extremely out of character for a man like him. I'm guessing that you wouldn't be a willing volunteer. Do you think I want you to get mugged? If you have no other friends to walk you, I guess I have no choice. Huh. Oh, he actually offered. Even really was a prickly way. Never just a simple answer with this one, is it? Wait. The whole time he was waiting outside the diner. Was he waiting for me since I finished work late? Can't be. He wouldn't be that thoughtful. Would he? Or is this his way of apologizing? Well, thank you.
No.
Don't thank me. Too late. Say that before I thank you next time. I'm already regretting this. Want your money back? You're a smart mouth, aren't you? You remind me of someone. A friend? A nuisance. Oh, what an honor. But even he has a better nature than you. You really know how to charm a girl. Don't take it to heart. Good nature, bad nature, none of it matters. If you love long enough, the world will squeeze any good nature out of you. Eventually, there's just a bad nature left. It's only a matter of time. That's really sad.
Get used to it.
The truth isn't always happy. Well, maybe not, but I've heard that it's beautiful at least.
No.
Truth is beauty, beauty truth. It's not. No lawyer with a soul would say that. Truth is ugly, the ugliest thing you'll ever see. Lawyer?
Had a job once.
You don't need to know. Ever thought there were some situations where you should just let things go? You know, not stir up a fuss? This is getting pretty deep. Deep is when it gets real, kid. You know, sometimes there's consequences to knowing the truth. Bad ones. Sometimes it might not be worth it. Then would you rather live a lie? I wish I could. You know, it's not too late. You can take your life savings, run to a casino, and blow it all on a night of pleasure and escapism. Right. No one finds that fulfilling. Even the people who do it. How would you know? Or have you already done it? You think I'm dumb enough to do something like that? I knew a man once. Someone who did all that. What happened to him? Didn't get much out of it. He gave up. On being happy?
Yeah.
On living. Verdi laid down right where he was and refused to move another step. Eventually met a kid. Maybe a kid like you. So if he cleaned up his act,
No.
killed himself. No, worse. He made the kid kill him. Ruined that kid's life forever. Were you that kid?
No.
Maybe I would have turned out better if I had been. Well, you must have had a really hard life.
Maybe.
None of that's important anymore. The conversation quietly died down. And he walked on in silence. I expected it to be an uncomfortable silence, you know, the kind that always came up between strangers, but it wasn't. Oh, this is my building.
Oh.
Remember what I said earlier? Of course.
Look.
Well, don't. Remember, that is. You do well to forget it, kid. I don't even know why I said all that. I mean, they say that a burden shared is a burden halved. And you sure seem to be carrying a lot of burdens. They're mine to carry, not yours. Run along. It's getting late. His words are always rough, but I think he means well. Thanks for walking me back. Didn't do it for you, but you're welcome. So, Beckett put you up to it? Not Beckett. Then,
You don't need to know.
no one alive. You don't need to know. Good night. Night, kid. You got some guts, panache. Keep up that confidence. August 22nd. Guy seemed nice, you know. Just kind of got to know him a little bit. Time to get this USB drive to Beckett.
Hi.
Welcome back, Mr. Lewis. Would you like the usual?
Well,
Today's a little different.
Hmm.
Oh, right. Already the time of year, isn't it? How time flies. Wonder what that means. Leaf Lewis was in Beckett's diner, and from the sound of it, a regular. So in short, Leaf and July knew each other. Beckett and Halt knew each other, and Leaf and Beckett knew each other. And all of them were supposed to be unrelated strangers. Gingerly, I drew up next to Leaf. He didn't turn, but his eyes darted towards me, and his shoulders stiffened. Good morning. Didn't expect to meet you here. I have to say, the word count on our conversations feels like a concerning trend.
excuse me.
If I were a different person, I could take advantage of your friendliness. I could pretend to be nice, I could pretend to like you, and then I could scam you, or seduce you, or twist your arm into helping me. Why do you insist on talking to strangers? I mean, it's broad daylight, and your files don't indicate any criminal record. Also, you're friends with a person like July Regale. Do you think if I sensed any danger, I'd be talking to you at all? Most dangerous people are the ones who hide it best. What do you really want? What kind of life has this guy lived? Why is he so paranoid? You're suspicious. I still don't know why you're trying to talk to me. The only people who are overwhelmingly persistent with strangers are the ones who want something. So what is it? Money? A survey? Business marketing? Huh, you really expect the worst, don't you? I can see why July calls him twitchy. I suppose that none of the above is an option. Will you even believe my answer?
Yes.
If you're honest. Honest, huh? Then I might as well just probe for my job. He's been going to see past anything else anyway. I thought you looked like the type to be an undercover superhero. What? You know, an undercover superhero. Kind of lives an ordinary life by day, but by night, uses cool powers to save people, like Batman. Leaf's hand tightened on his headphones. His face was very tense, like he was fighting between panicking and scoffing and staying completely still. It surprised me. My comment had been casual, more or less. Why is such an extreme response? That's ridiculous. Why? Because magic doesn't exist. It's a fairy tale that we tell to children. I didn't say anything about magic. Power is magic. They're the same thing. Sources of supernatural power. Have you even ordered yet? Why are you here? I felt walls from him soaring up, cutting me off. Wait, Leaf.
Oh?
You're alright today, aren't you? The moment Beckett strode into the diner, Leaf's entire demeanor relaxed. His posture, which was wound tight, slowly eased.
Hey!
There's an accident on the road to the cemetery. I want to give myself a good margin. Cemetery? He's going to visit the cemetery. That's never a good thing. You always give yourself good margin. Perhaps someone will slice your tires. Perhaps someone will mug you. Perhaps the sky will fall. I'm not that bad. Am I?
Oh.
But having margin isn't a bad thing.
Yes.
Yes, caution is never a bad thing. Caution stems by overactive imagination, on the other hand.
Well...
It's not overactive.
Huh.
Oh, not overactive, you say. Then it was perfectly rational to believe that July could never shop alone, or an armed robbery would catch her in a crossfire and kill her. Armed robbery? That seems somewhat unlikely.
Naturally.
Indeed, Miss Allison. Moreover, death by simple bullet was too dull for Leaf's imagination. I believe he expected a knife to the abdomen, the sort of wound that would leak stomach acid until her own body was eaten alive. What?
No.
You're exaggerating. Oh? A human would die of blood loss before stomach acid disintegrated the whole body.
Perhaps.
Ah, but what about part of the body? That's the most painful possibility, is it not?
I think...
Possibly, but there's lots of layers to get through. The skin, muscle and sinew, bones, veins, and organs. Should we be having this conversation in a diner? Doesn't seem appropriate. My appetite is quickly leaving me. Apologies, Miss Allison. Leaf, I believe we were making the lady rather queasy. Another reason not to talk to us. Man, Leaf just won't let up. What's his deal?
Oh?
Are the two of you acquainted?
Maybe.
More or less. We met in the park down the street.
Ah.
Ah, yes, you were probably meeting with your chicken. Chicken. Beckett? Pardon me, it's nothing. But do tell, how is July? July is the chicken? Wait, Beckett knows July? Why do they call her a chicken? She's a rooster in the Zodiac. She's doing fine.
Leaf?
Tell me more, Leaf. It's been ages since I spoke with her. It's been 2 days. Oh, really?
Yes. Oh.
I'm so used to our everyday visits, and with Zach's back in school, mornings are so empty. That probably means you need more business. Possibly. But our profits are doing just fine. Zach's. Isn't he another Mark?
Miss Allison.
How's for you, Miss Allison? What brings you here? Oh, right. I have the photos on the thumb drive for you. Wonderful. And it looks like your order has arrived, Leaf. Leaf's order? Wait, that can't be right.
Excuse me.
I'll help you with that. Much obliged, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bags of takeout. Each of these bags has 4 containers.
Hey.
Here you are, Leaf. I should return to work. A diner does not manage itself. I mean, maybe in the future it could. Technology is rapidly advancing. Who knows? Goodbye, Leaf. Miss Allison. This can't be how much Leaf usually orders. Wait, a big order? A cemetery? That time of year? Could this be a birthday? It's a death anniversary. What is it? Huh? Me? Your expression. It's very tense. Oh, no, it's just... I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you, but don't worry about it. I'm not. Wait, did I hear that right? You're, not sorry?
No.
No, she died earlier, before he met me. What? Why is that? You would have saved me a lot of trouble. You should respect the dead, man. He's gone and passed. Snubbing him now is just... it's rude. He's dead, what does he care? It's the living who can actually care, and people talk behind their backs all the time. I never thought of that. That's true, but then it'd be better not to backtalk anyone at all. Backtalk? You don't even know what he did. You don't... Never mind. Was he hurt by this person? But then why would he be honoring their death anniversary?
Hey.
It's not really your business. Did you just read my mind?
No.
No, I can read faces. Which for you seems like the same thing. You don't even try to hide your expressions. Why would I hide my expressions? So that I won't know how you feel. Why would it be bad for you to know how I feel?
Be careful.
Because strangers can manipulate you based on your feelings. Salesmen prey on your desire to fit in and live a happy life. Businessmen maneuver with the weak-willed into poor contracts. Even group project teammates pile work on the most desperate achieving member. The only way to keep yourself perfectly safe is to never show emotion. This explains a surprising amount about you. As opposed to Beckett, who wants to believe the best in everyone. He seems to believe the worst in everyone. What made him so paranoid?
Well,
I should get going. Don't want to be late. It was interesting to see you again, Alison Harte. Interesting, huh? Do you need help with the bags?
no.
Bye. Right. Right. Okay. Interesting. My visit to the diner was finished, but the day was still young, so after some information review, I decided to catch a glimpse of my next target, elementary school teacher Zachary Harvenfest. Let's see, apparently he's a teacher for Meadow Classroom. Maybe I can just casually stroll by and take a quick peek. I can hear voices from the back. I rounded the corner and cautiously peered into the school's playground. Gym's shoes punched into the spongy rubber flooring as a group of children swarmed around a broad-shouldered man. There were smiles everywhere, bright laughter, an aura of joy that almost hurt to look at. Teacher, I want to go.
Yeah?
You want to go? Alright, Patrick, the fate of the world lies in your hands. Pass. That's Zachary Harvenfest. Zax gently dribbled a basketball to a boy on the outskirts. The boy crouched and pounced upward, flinging the ball with all of his strength. The ball arced and fell short of the hoop by a solid foot, bobbing pathetically to the ground. The boy plopped down and sobbed. I missed. I'm a failure. Whoa. You can't say things like that to an old man like me. Come on, let's go, Pat. Zach snapped the ball up, dumped it into the boy's hands, and stooped. Rocket power, engage! He gripped the boy around the waist and shot up, sprinting towards the hoop while making rocket noises. The boy shrieked in laughter. Go, chosen one, it's on you! The boy's hands flicked. The ball soared, buoyed by Zach's height, and fell cleanly through the hoop. The boy cheered, his small hands pounding together in thunderous applause as Zach gently lowered him to the ground. The mob of watching children whined and dogpiling on Zax in a midget-sized clump. Teacher, I want a turn. Me, teacher, next. Me, teacher, next. Me, next, teacher. Me. Hey, guys, careful. No pushing or someone could get... Ow. Hurt. Ah, crap. The children suddenly spread out, hushing to silence. Zack stood. In the middle of the crowd, I could make out a small girl nursing her ankle, teeth gritted. Come on, guys, what did I just say? Sorry, teacher. Zack stooped next to the girl, but she shuffled away. She hissed as her ankle jittered against the ground.
Hey.
Josie, stay still. I'm going to look at your ankle. Oh, it's the little girl from earlier. I'm fine, Mr. Harvenfest.
You sure?
It's already swelling. Leave me alone, please. Josie. That little girl, wasn't she at Beckett's diner? He was reading her story, wasn't he? I guess she attends the school. Why is she being so cold to Zach? He seems like a good teacher.
Hey.
Mike, Tim, get the nurse. Yes, teacher.
Wait!
Buddy system, don't get separated. Louisa, Wendy, run to the rest of the kids and bring them back to the classroom. Get Mrs. Taylor to look after you until I'm back. Yes, teacher. Like an organized infantry troop, the class of children formed a respectable line and marched back to the classroom. Zach's influence was almost disconcerting.
Well?
Alright, now that's all left to wait for. Teacher, the nurse is gone. She's off for lunch. Oh, of course. What luck. Josie, I'm carrying you to the nurse's office. Mike, Tim, head to the classroom.
Josie.
Here. No, thank you. Look, I have to carry you whether you like it or not. If you try to make it on your own, your ankle will only get worse. Come on. Don't touch me, traitor. What's going on here? Traitor. Excuse me, I heard some commotion.
Say,
Who are you? Zach instinctively stepped in front of Josie, his stance guarded. I'm sorry, I don't want any trouble. I just want to make sure everything was okay.
huh?
You don't work here. Yeah, I don't. Then why are you stepping in? Well, time to fly by the seat of my pants, as usual. I was checking this place out to see if it'd be a good school for my nephew. You could have scheduled an official tour. Oh, tours show nothing but an ideal image. I want to see reality. Such as, for example, a student calling her teacher a traitor. Why would that be? Josie? Am I being scrutinized by a second grader?
Hey.
Who was the fourth monarch of the Yuan dynasty? Come again? The fourth monarch, Yuan dynasty. Am I being pop quizzed by a second grader? Zach, who was the fourth monarch of the Yuan dynasty?
Well,
Fourth monarch would be the rabbit, so Nang Luke. Oh, that's me. I'm a rabbit. In fact, Nang Luke is debatably the most influential poet in all of lunar history. His most famous work is known as the Riddle of Two. Not to be, else will die, this man who hides his darkness by. And wills to not be not distilled, a second shadow on the hill, that steps in step along his side. He posed it to the great scholars and apparently created such an uproar that they protested for 48 hours outside the imperial house. No food, no water, no sleep, just a lot of noisy complaints about how he'd ruined their pride forever by handing them an unsolvable riddle. Anyway, Nang Luke is the answer. I have acquired knowledge. Well, that's a relief. I'd be concerned if it made you acquire ignorance. Josie, the fourth monarch of the Yuan dynasty was Nang Luke. I'm sorry, but since your teacher is right here, you should probably just ask him instead. I think you're trustworthy. Let's go. She just marched away. Okay. How can she do that on a bad leg? Was I being tested by a second grader?
yep.
She does that to everyone she meets. Oh, looks like you passed. Good on you, really. She's a harsher judge of character than I am. Sorry for doubting you at first, but I need to prioritize the kid's safety, you know. Oh, don't be sorry. I'd be worried if you trusted every person who walked on campus. Did you fail Josie's test or something? Is that why she's a little standoffish towards you? Oh, that's an oddly intimate question, considering we just met. No good way to break the ice, I figure.
Huh.
Bit extreme, but you're not wrong. Why don't we resume our conversation after you carry Josie over? Oh, right. Josie! I really don't think you should be walking on that leg.
There's a saying.
Pain is benefit. Today's agony is tomorrow's strength. What is with this kid? Well, there's a difference between building toughness and just injuring yourself further. You don't want your leg to get worse, do you?
Oh.
I'm young. It'll heal easily enough. That doesn't matter. Being hurt isn't good. Just because you're young doesn't mean you're invincible. Those are wise words. Good, then I can do this. Hey, that's not fair. You just said I was wise. I just said that there's wise words. Which means that I'm right, yes? Well, at least she's not trying to jump out of my arms. So, Josie, just a little tip, but when you're trying to determine people's character, quizzing them on monarch lines is probably not the way to go. Imagine if there were a kidnapper who happened to be really good at history. He could answer your questions just like that. So we talk about this kind of stuff, she's just a kid.
Well.
It wasn't about the monarch line. It was about how you handled a question that you didn't know the answer to. Oh? You immediately consulted an expert rather than trying to look smart in front of a child. That takes humility and integrity. With such an articulate second grader. Are they all bred like this nowadays? That's very perceptive of you.
Of course.
I had to be perceptive to uphold the family honor. Ha! She's not only a miniature adult, she's like a miniature knight. Can I keep her?
Oh.
Here's the faculty office. I can wait here on my own. I don't think your teacher will be very happy with that. Mr. Harvard Fest will never be my true teacher. Please put me down. Why won't Zax be your true teacher? He is not trustworthy. She almost looks afraid. And earlier she even called him a traitor. Why not? What is your name? Alison.
Miss.
Miss Alison, do you know what is more wicked than thievery? What? Divulging the personal secret of another. I will never tell you about Mr. Harvenfest, Miss Allison. Okay, very mature of you, Josie. It's good not to gossip.
Hey.
Here's the nurse's office. Thank you for escorting me. No problem. Looks like she's now safely inside. What a cutie. Is no one else here? Zach's probably back at the classroom. You just left Josie alone with me? That's awfully trusting. Even if he couldn't carry Josie, shouldn't he have at least walked with us? This is kind of fishy. Well, I guess that's not my problem. I'll just wait until Zax is done. That is weird. I think I ended up falling asleep. Was it from staying up editing photos? Maybe, but probably not. Was it from trying to investigate as a tabloid journalist without drawing suspicion? Maybe, but probably not. Was it from deep in my subconscious? Part of me that never speaks, but is always speaking. Knowing the troubles of Zachary Harvenfest? Maybe, but probably not. But if I didn't subconsciously know the troubles of Zachary Harvenfest, maybe I knew the troubles he would eventually bring. I fall asleep.
Oh?
Sleeping Beauty's awake. Ah, where did you come from?
Well,
Honestly, I've been here the whole time. That sounds really bad. It's fine. I know you're just watching out for me. Good, good. I'd like to avoid a restraining order if possible. Thanks for your help earlier, Miss Allison. My name is Allison. Allison, huh? My name is... Actually, how did you know my name? What, since when?
well,
Earlier when Josie quizzed you. Who was the fourth monarch of the June Dynasty? Come again? The fourth monarch, June Dynasty. Zax, who was the fourth monarch of the June Dynasty?
huh.
You called me Zax. Crap, what do I do? Should I bluff and claim that he told me earlier? Should I make up some story about meeting him a long time ago and he just doesn't remember? Should I feign confusion and say that it was instinctive and I myself don't know? Everything sounds ridiculous. Well, there's a funny story behind that. Hey, you don't look so serious, you know. I'm just curious. This isn't an interrogation or anything. Oh, right. I just successfully psyched myself out. Maybe it's because my previous meetings were traumatic. Beckett first met me when I was sneaking around the back hallway. He was Leaf. And Halt tried to kill me, kind of. But Zach seems really kind of laid back, you know? I think I can find and relax around him. I overheard some of the kids saying your name earlier. That makes sense. So what brings you to the school? Old memories? Something like that. Perfect. Can I get your number? Hey, come on, we just met. Why?
You know.
You're smart, you're cute, you seem good with kids. It can't be. Have you ever considered becoming a teacher? Yeah, it can't be. I'm not really the teaching type, I think.
A wise man once said.
Everyone teaches at some point in their lives. It's just a question of who and how. Charming platitude. Thanks, I have a whole collection of them. So what do you say?
Hey!
I smell a con scheme, Riss. Are you trying to blackmail someone to substitute for you again? Oh, it's July. What? You wooed me, Jules? Wait a minute. July, as in the singer July, whose audio engineer is Leaf, who's close friends with Beckett, whose uncle is Halt. How could anyone claim that there's no connection between the suspects?
Hi.
Oh, hi, you Rise new target? Rise? Target? Don't listen to him, he's a little dumpling. He just wants more people to fill up his potential substitute roster so he can play hooky more often. That's not true. I'm just trying to give more people the fulfillment of raising the next generation. You hear that? Shady. All of it. Really shady. Hang on.
Sweet saints!
You're the Darling Honey Nugget fan. Yes, I am.
What?
You two know each other?
No way!
You two know each other? And you two know each other? This must be destiny. I just love unexpected outcomes, don't you?
I don't know.
I guess it depends on what scale is the unexpected. Rhetorical question, Riz. Of course, everyone loves unexpected connections. Point aside, we're digressing.
Reese.
Could you lend me your voice again? Why is he called Reese?
Well?
Well, Honey Nugget, that's a bit of a long story. Something we don't have time for, unfortunately. Tell you later. If we see each other again, sure. Of course we will.
Darling Honey Nugget.
It's obvious that the chains of fate have already tied us to the same boat. Chains of fate? Or just a really eccentric tabloid boss.
Jules.
When do you need me to record? Record? Is he also a singer? The files didn't indicate that he was a musician. Maybe it's just his hobby. Honestly, at this point, maybe I should just forget about the files.
Right.
We can record at your earliest convenience. I'll substitute for 3 days. That should work, right? Since I'm already in their system. You sure know how to make a deal. Should we go practice at your house? Sounds good. We'd be ditching the Darling Honey Nugget, though. Oh, please, go ahead. I was just passing by anyway.
Well...
If you say so. Let me treat you sometime, though, okay? It's the second time I've done this for you, so I feel kind of bad.
Say.
Oh, and Allison? At the very least, let me offer you a big favor for helping Josie out. Redeemable anytime. Thank you. I'll let you know. Well, see ya. Have the loveliest of lovely days.
Allison.
Call me crazy, but I get the feeling that we'll be seeing each other quite often. Stop trying to seduce people as potential substitute teachers, Rice, and leave the poor dumpling alone.
Jules.
I'm not seducing. I'm not seductive. I'm... Jules? Instinct. Something that's unexplainable. Some are more tuned to it than others. Some believe in it more than others. Some use it more than others. But when it comes to instinct, there's always two incontrovertible facts. It exists, and it rarely makes sense. Reporters usually need it, but normal people? And then again, it's not like you could say that Zachary Harbenfest was a completely normal person. Half normal, perhaps. That's as close as you can get. From an outside perspective, maybe my first meeting with Zax was something cute and fluffy and enviable. Something that would show up in novels or TV dramas under the category of romantic fiction. Plot point A, young, compassionate woman meets laid-back, kindly teacher. Plot point B, destiny continuously leads the two to each other. Plot point C, a courtship of purity, sweetness, and tender beauty begins. Plot point D, the woman learns a dangerous truth. Of course, such a perfect story relies on two vital points. One, the young woman and the laid-back teacher met each other without any previous ulterior motives. And two, the laid-back teacher is who he seems to be. Unfortunately, in this case, neither point was true. The ox, a bovine, honest-natured, dangerous when provoked. August 23rd. Oh, no, sorry, it's 24th. Only one person left. Marin Teller, successful entrepreneur. Apparently her most recent business venture is a music store called Audius. It's literally 1 block away from Beckett's Diner. Is that a coincidence? And here we are. A friendly little music store, huh? I'm surprised that an entrepreneur would expect this to sell well. Feels almost like a casual coffee shop. Looks like customers could just come in and listen to music. Vinyl records, cassettes, CDs, everything from vintage to modern. The vintage stuff is pricier, but it's not ridiculous. I wonder how they make money.
Miss?
Welcome to Audius. Can I help you? Yeah. Why do I keep running into this guy in random places? Hi, what are you doing here? I work here. How can I help you? He's the clerk for a music store? Is that a good idea? I was looking for the owner. Already? What do you mean already? We've only been talking for 1 minute. Why are you so quick to call for the manager? I'm not reporting you. I just want to meet the owner. Why? I'm curious to how the business works.
Well?
It's a store. People buy music. People exchange money for goods and services. You don't say. But that doesn't explain how this place earns a profit, much less most people buy their audio digitally nowadays. And the fact that there's a free listening policy is almost a disincentive for purchases. I was just curious on how this place made money. You're here to learn about business? Well, Marin Teller is a businesswoman. I figured that she'd only respect a business-related reason.
Camera girl.
Hey, camera girl, are you intentionally loitering at the checkout line, or is the purchase of an item sometime within your 5-year plan? Oh, well, that's convenient. Foolishness. Loitering is always highly inconvenient. This is why it is commonly prohibited.
Well...
She was actually looking for you, Miss Teller. For what? An interview? Journalist, death itself cannot be more persistent or odious. What makes you think she's a journalist?
Obviously.
The camera. She's a photographer. As are all journalists. I don't like the direction this is headed. I was just passing by the music store and I found it interesting. I couldn't think of how a physical music store could be seen as a market ripe for profit. Good question. The answer's simple. It's not. Pardon? It will not result in a sizable profit. In fact, breaking even would be a miracle in and of itself. But aren't you an entrepreneur? Isn't making money important?
I see.
I see. You're a corporate spy. Pardon?
Well,
Not only aware of my identity, but you are seeking information on my latest business agenda. Looking to uproot me? I would ask who hired you, but I'm certain you would say nothing. And corporate politics definitely have nothing to do with this. If I gave my detailed business plans to any poor soul who asked, I would not have a cent to my name. People are innate liars and thieves. They hear and they steal. Hence why the patent system is such a necessity. Okay, fine. Just don't tell me anything. Do you always accuse your customers of being corporate spies?
actually.
You are not a customer. A customer is defined by an incoming transaction, of which you made none. Miss Teller, weren't you supposed to limit your visits? Has she scared away customers before? Little wonder with a personality like that.
Lewis?
Lewis, do not give me that face. I trust my intuition. This woman is not a potential customer. She is a predator. A predator?
Suppose the following.
Suppose there are two snakes. One that has been raised in the wild, as it is natural state, and one that has been raised in a civilized household. The snake within the civilized household has been pampered with love and acceptance as a treasured pet. Which is more dangerous? The domesticated snake. I'm going to assume it's a trick question and pick the domesticated snake.
Good.
A domesticated snake harbors the same destructive potential as its wild counterpart, but it is unaware of it. At any moment, its dormant instincts could spring awake. A domesticated snake is unpredictable, and that is its greatest threat. Whereas one always knows how to act around wild snakes. This lady has severe issues. A loving family raised a boa constrictor as one of their own. It suffocated the father upon reaching adulthood. It had lived peacefully for years, and yet all it took was one moment to change. Wait, is that a real story?
Perhaps.
Look it up. Why bother asking me whether I'm lying about my own words? Right. And what is your point with this whole snake thing?
Oh?
What do you think? Everyone is the snake. The snake is everyone. What manner of New Age balderdash is this recently discovered worldview? What's next? I am the snake, you are the snake, we are all the snake. No, camera girl, you are the one who is the snake. You are showing the image of a nice and civil person, which makes you unpredictable. I have no way of knowing your true intentions. Should I humor you once, it could result in betrayal further down the road.
So,
Why are you, a respectable young woman outside the target demographic, entering this music store? Why are you, a citizen with a camera, speaking with the owner about her business agenda? And why do you, a person who I have seen for the first time, already know my name and occupation? Very little about this visit makes sense, barring 3 explanations. 1, you are a journalist. 2, you are a corporate spy. 3, you are romantically infatuated with someone who frequents this place, whether a customer or a clerk. I see your surprise. Naturally, I do not claim to understand the workings of the ridiculous, inefficient concept of non-platonic emotion. That being said, it is a highly probable option that I cannot afford to neglect. So, what shall it be? What shall it be? Is this the idea of someone being randomly curious foreign to her? Maybe it is, because she lives and breathes in an atmosphere stuffed with business politics. What am I supposed to say?
Wowie.
It's Mars. Are you serious? More connections? God, let's just say everyone's married to each other and call them today.
Hiya.
Hi, Tush, you were here for the recording session. I'll meet you in the back. Well, visit Harvard-Fest in Regale.
Good to see you.
Mars? What do they call her, Mars?
Well?
How's business? Doing well enough. Naturally. Off to record.
Reese.
Reese just gave me some background vocals. Isn't that sweet of him?
No.
Not particularly. It's not a symbolic exchange rather than a gift. How many days did you offer to substitute this time?
Hey.
I mean, I like it too. The kids are super adorable. You should give it try sometime, Mars. Oh God, her teaching? Oh God. By all that is good on this earth, please no. I would rather cast the crown jewels to a parcel of hogs. Regardless, I shall leave Lewis to attend to this business. Take care.
Camera girl.
That's for you, camera girl. Let us not meet again. I feel that it will result in misfortune. Goodbye to you too. Boy, she's friendly. Wait, it's you. Oh, yes, hi.
Sweet saints.
This is what, the 5th time? 3rd, actually? It must be destiny. We're fated to be sisters for life. Let's meet up for coffee sometime. I know this great diner that makes the best brew ever. Diner, huh? Don't tell me.
So?
How'd you find Mars? Oh, you know, it's just right next to Earth, actually. It's actually pretty easy to find on the map. Mars is in Marin, right? Jules is curious because Mars is a bit, well, rough around the edges, as you probably learned. That's one way to put it. Don't be discouraged. She gave you the talk, didn't she? The talk. Snake talk. You know, the domesticated wild snakes and how you domesticate snake. Oh yeah, she did.
Well?
Don't think too much about it, Kay. She does that to everyone. It's a sign that she wants to like you.
Yeah.
True, if she didn't like you, she would have formally introduced herself and started networking. That's when you know you need to run. So it's no biggie if she calls you a predator. She called you a predator? Is that a bad thing?
Hey.
It's a compliment from her. Very bad then. A compliment. Very, very bad from the sound of it.
Well...
I've got to work now, but let me give you my number. I'm serious on the coffee deal, okay? Oh, well, thank you. See ya. Is a compliment from Marin synonymous with the plague?
Well...
Don't freak out. That doesn't sound ominous or anything at all. Hey, on the bright side, my intuition was on point. I predicted yesterday that we'd be seeing each other quite often. Who knew that it'd be this soon, right? Well, apparently July and I are fated to be sisters, so that's something.
Oh?
What about us? Us? When you say this feels like fate, I'll teach you for you, just so you know. Saw right through me, didn't you? Are you really that crazy about getting substitute teachers? How do you keep your job at that school if you never actually teach?
Wait!
I teach plenty. It's just, you know, it's kind of sad if children are only surrounded by a homogeneous environment throughout their entire early development. You know, same classmates, same teachers, same building, all from ages 6 to 11. By introducing them to people from different occupations and cultural backgrounds, they get a more holistic view of society. That's eloquent, but it sounds like a bunch of hogwash.
Maybe.
Eloquence is my specialty, usually. And hogwash? Also my specialty. How'd you even get past the paperwork?
You know.
All you need is a bachelor's degree from a accredited 4-year university. Oh, and no criminal record. No teacher's credentials required? Really?
Yep.
Yep, just substitute teaching for elementary school kids after all. fingerprint test, some paperwork later, and you're good to go. Unless you have a criminal record. I don't know. The one time I broke to federal prison might reflect poorly on my character.
Huh?
Broke into, not out of. It doesn't really matter. Well, one goes one direction and the other goes the opposite direction. That's very eloquent. My specialty.
Hey!
Get your lazy bum over to this mic. Right. Well, it was nice talking with you, Alison. I've got to go pay my dues. Let me know when you need to cash in on the favor, okay? You know where to find me. 4 suspects in half an hour. I've always thought it had been a bit excessive. At the time, I was optimistic. I believe that maybe I'd just been lucky. Now, well, I don't think that's the case. I think that they were unlucky. Once there was a girl. Most believe that she never had a childhood, but that's false. Everyone has a childhood of some sort. Everyone's born at some point, wailing, screaming, and fragile, and a beautiful bundle of life's beginnings. Not everyone has the privilege of staying young, but that's a different story. Once, there was a girl. She was very, very clever. This clever girl learned certain ordinary things from a young age, like manners and arithmetic and the inner workings of running a business. She also did not learn certain things that she should have ordinarily learned, like empathy and love and altruism. Once, this clever girl grew into a clever woman. And that was her problem. Well, frankly speaking, that's everyone's problem. She was too caught up in being clever to see where it led. The lonely, lovely road paved with blood and iron. And in the end, all it took was one person to bring her life crashing down. Destiny. Preordained. Self-made and self-inflicted.